In this video, I'm going to show you the process of how I made this wooden Rambo knife. I used cherry and leopardwood for the main components and very excited to show you how amazing this thing turned out. The first thing I did was draw out a template. Here I'm using the template to measure out the entire length of the knife. I'm trying a San Mai technique for the first time. My plan is to laminate a strip of cherry in between two strips of leopardwood so that when I sharpen it to a point, the blade edge shows the cherry and then transitions smoothly to the leopardwood. This will make more sense as the project progresses. I think this is the biggest wooden knife I've ever made. Here I'm measuring out 15.5 inches. Making sure my saw is good to go. Here I'm setting up my crosscut sled to cut the cherry and leopardwood down to 15.5 inches. Compared to my previous videos, I now have some of the tools necessary to mill my planks down to dimensional wood. Here you'll notice an unclean edge on my cherry, so I'm going to use my straight cut jig to rip a clean edge. Once I have one clean edge, I'll put that against my table saw fence and rip the other edge clean. My edges are now clean and parallel. Here I'm using my planer to get clean and parallel faces. The next step is to rip these boards down to the correct width. The widest part of the blade will be 2 inches, so I may have a lot of leftover material here for additional blades or other projects. Okay, so my boards are at the length I need, the width I need. Now it's time to resaw to get to the depth I need, which will essentially translate to the thickness of the blade. I have a nice Laguna bandsaw I'm waiting for, but until that comes in, I'm going to continue using my table saw to resaw. I'm going to resaw about 1/8 of an inch off these pieces. I need 1 piece from the cherry and 2 from the leopardwood to sandwich the cherry. The pieces are now ready to be glued together. I've never done this before. The reason I'm doing it is because when I looked at pictures of Rambo knives, the outer edges of the blades are different color than the rest of the blade. So I decided to try out a San Mai technique, commonly used in the metal blade making world for different reasons. For me, this was the best way I could think for one type of wood to transition smoothly to the other when sharpened. Here I'm measuring out the thickness of the guard from my template so that I can resaw this piece of walnut to the width I need. Now it's time to work on the handle. I want the handle to be mostly leopardwood and the back end to be cherry, so I'm cutting the pieces down to size to be glued together. I'm also going to inlay a thin piece of purple heart to go in between the leopardwood and cherry on the handle. I wanted the handles to have three different species of wood. I like the idea of leopardwood and cherry separated by a thin piece of purple heart. To glue up these scales, I just needed one side to be flat so that it can easily glue up to the main piece of leopardwood. Once the bandsaw work is done, I can clean the pieces up with my belt sander. It didn't take me long to realize that making guards for my wooden knives and daggers pretty much double the build times and can easily lead to catastrophic errors. I'm tracing the bottom of the knife onto the middle of the guard so that I can remove the material, making a clean opening to slide the guard onto the knife. One of my favorite features of this knife are the notches that go across the top, making this thing look gnarly. There was a ton of work that went into this knife so far, and now it's time to get it all put together. When I tried to slide on the guard, it was a little too snug, so much that I thought it would snap as I was trying to get it on. I needed to file the billet down to get it to the right fit. Now it's time to shape the handle. To make it round, I just sand each edge evenly. Each time you do this, you create another edge. If you continue this process, you'll eventually end up with a round handle. This is the stage of any project I'm working on where it takes everything to not finish the fine details. I'm tired, I'm not looking forward to sanding, and I just want to apply oil to the piece and be done with it. If you're like me, you have to fight through it because it's worth it in the end. This is the time to take pride in your work. I like to hand sand my wooden knives. I'll use 150 grit, 240, then pop the grain, then 240 again. Alright, we've made it to the best part. First off, thank you so much for watching my video. I was shocked how nice this wooden knife turned out. I've come a long way since whittling knives out of basswood, and I have the videos to prove it. Again, Odie's oil is still my go-to for my wooden knives. It's easy to apply, buff off, and you really just need one tip. So I've got a couple more projects I'm working on, and I hope to see you back. Take care.